Today I want to talk about something we all encounter in our daily lives, the boundaries of sharing. Whether it's with friends, family, or even on social media, sharing is a big part of how we connect with others. However, not everything is meant to be shared. Some things, when shared carelessly, can have consequences we might not foresee. Passwords and login credentials are the keys to your digital life. In today's interconnected world, where almost every activity, from shopping to banking, takes place online, protecting these credentials is paramount. Passwords are not just a combination of characters, they are a safeguard for your sensitive information, financial assets, personal conversations, and even your identity. Sharing them, even with trusted individuals, can open the door to unintended consequences that may not be immediately apparent. Understanding why passwords should never be shared and how to handle them responsibly is critical to maintaining your digital security and peace of mind. The most apparent risk of sharing passwords is the potential for misuse, whether intentional or accidental. Even if you trust someone implicitly, circumstances can change or errors can occur. For instance, a friend borrowing your password to access a streaming service might unintentionally leave it logged in on a shared or public device, exposing it to others. Similarly, a well-meaning family member who uses your credentials might inadvertently use them in insecure ways, such as typing them into a phishing site or a compromised network. These unintentional acts can lead to significant security breaches that could compromise your privacy or finances. Moreover, sharing passwords erodes the principle of accountability. Many services, particularly financial platforms or work-related systems, tie actions to individual accounts for security and traceability. If you share your password and someone else uses it irresponsibly, you may still be held liable for their actions. For instance, unauthorized transactions, confidential leaks, or violations of terms of service traced back to your account could implicate you directly. This loss of accountability can have far-reaching consequences, including financial loss, reputational damage, or even legal repercussions. Another critical aspect to consider is that passwords often serve as the first line of defense against cyber threats. Hackers and cybercriminals are always looking for vulnerabilities to exploit, and shared passwords provide a weak point in any security system. Even if you trust the person you share your password with, they may not have the same level of vigilance as you in protecting it. They might store it in an insecure way, use it on unprotected devices, or be less cautious about sharing it further. Every additional person who knows your password increases the risk of exposure, and once it falls into the wrong hands, the consequences can be severe. Sharing passwords also poses challenges in professional settings. Many companies have strict policies prohibiting employees from sharing login credentials to protect sensitive data and maintain workplace integrity. Violating these policies can lead to disciplinary actions or even termination. Furthermore, shared passwords can disrupt workflows, as multiple users accessing the same account can create confusion, overwrite work, or violate confidentiality agreements. It undermines the very systems designed to keep professional environments secure and efficient. To protect yourself, it's crucial to adopt strong password practices. Create unique and complex passwords for each account, combining uppercase and lowercase letters, numbers, and special characters. Avoid using easily guessable information such as birthdays, names, or common words. Consider using a password manager to securely store and manage your credentials, reducing the need to memorize multiple passwords. Regularly updating your passwords is another effective way to minimize risks, especially for critical accounts like email, banking, or work systems. If someone requests your password, think carefully about the implications. Most legitimate services offer alternative solutions, such as guest access or temporary permissions, to accommodate such needs without compromising your security. For instance, streaming platforms often have options for creating separate user profiles, and workplace systems may allow shared document access without the need to share your account credentials. By exploring these alternatives, you can maintain control over your accounts while still being helpful. In conclusion, passwords are personal, powerful, and protective. Sharing them, even with the best intentions, undermines their purpose and exposes you to unnecessary risks. By keeping your credentials private and adopting secure practices, you safeguard your digital world and ensure that your information remains yours alone. After all, the best way to protect what matters most is to keep the keys firmly in your own hands. Financial information is among the most sensitive data you possess, encompassing details like your bank account numbers, credit card information, PINs, and transaction histories. In the digital age, where financial transactions occur at the click of a button, protecting this information is crucial. Sharing it, even with trusted individuals or entities, opens the door to potential misuse, fraud, and financial insecurity. Understanding the risks of sharing financial information and adopting habits to safeguard it can help you protect your assets and maintain your financial stability. The risks associated with sharing financial information stem from the fact that this data is highly sought after by cybercriminals. Even if you trust the person you share your details with, they may not exercise the same level of caution as you. For example, sharing your bank account number with a friend or family member might seem harmless, but if they inadvertently use it on a compromised device or unsecured network, it could fall into the wrong hands. Cybercriminals exploit such lapses to gain unauthorized access to accounts, steal funds, or commit identity theft. Moreover, financial data is often used for more than just transactions. It can serve as a gateway to your identity. For instance, someone with access to your bank account number and personal details might use them to impersonate you, opening fraudulent accounts or applying for loans in your name. Resolving the damage caused by identity theft can take years, requiring extensive documentation, time and effort to clear your name and restore your financial standing. This is a burden that no one should have to bear, and it underscores the importance of keeping financial details private. Another critical reason to avoid sharing financial information is the potential for unintended misuse. Trustworthy individuals may act in ways that are well-meaning but reckless. For instance, sharing your credit card details with someone to make a purchase could lead to them saving the information on a device or browser without your knowledge. This stored data could then be accessed by other users of the same device or exploited in the event of a data breach. Similarly, providing your PIN to someone could result in them mishandling the card, leading to its loss or theft. Financial information is also vulnerable to social engineering attacks. Cybercriminals often target individuals by posing as trusted entities, such as banks, government agencies, or reputable companies, to trick people into revealing sensitive data. If you've already shared your financial details with someone else, the chain of custody becomes less secure, increasing the chances of such scams succeeding. Protecting this information from even accidental exposure is crucial to avoiding these types of attacks. In addition to external threats, sharing financial information can create complications in personal relationships. Money-related disputes are among the most common sources of conflict in relationships, whether they are with family, friends, or colleagues. When you share financial data, you risk misunderstandings, misplaced trust, or unintentional misuse that could strain these relationships. Keeping your financial details private ensures that you maintain clear boundaries and avoid unnecessary conflicts. To protect your financial information, adopt practices that minimize risk. Always keep sensitive details, such as account numbers and PINs, private and secure. Use strong passwords for online banking and financial apps, and enable two-factor authentication wherever possible. Monitor your accounts regularly for unauthorized transactions and immediately report any discrepancies to your bank or financial institution. Be cautious about sharing financial information online, especially over email or messaging apps, as these platforms may not be secure. Additionally, educate yourself and others about the risks of sharing financial details. Encourage those close to you to respect your boundaries and understand the importance of safeguarding this information. Use tools like secure payment systems and encrypted communication channels when handling financial transactions. Financial information is a valuable asset that requires careful protection. Sharing it, even with the best intentions, exposes you to risks that can have long-lasting consequences. By keeping your financial details private, adopting secure practices, and maintaining clear boundaries, you can safeguard your financial well-being and ensure peace of mind. Remember, your financial security starts with you, and it's worth the effort to protect it. Private family matters are a cornerstone of our personal lives, encompassing the challenges, joys, and relationships that define us. These matters may include conflicts, financial struggles, health concerns, or deeply personal decisions that affect only those within the family unit. Sharing such sensitive information outside the family can lead to misunderstandings, judgment, and unnecessary complications. Protecting the privacy of your family not only preserves trust, but also ensures that these issues are handled with the care and respect they deserve. Family matters are often deeply personal and can involve emotional vulnerability. For example, financial hardships, disagreements between family members, or medical issues require a safe and understanding environment to be addressed constructively. Sharing these concerns with people outside the family may lead to unintended consequences, such as gossip or misinterpretation. When personal information is discussed in social settings, even with close friends, it can spread further than intended, creating discomfort or embarrassment for the family members involved. Respecting family privacy is crucial for maintaining trust within the household. Each family member deserves the assurance that their personal struggles and vulnerabilities will not become topics of discussion outside the family. Breaching this trust, even unintentionally, can strain relationships and create feelings of betrayal. For instance, if a parent shares a child's struggles with extended family or friends, the child may feel exposed or unsupported, leading to resentment. Similarly, sharing a partner's private concerns with others without their consent can damage the foundation of a relationship. Additionally, family matters are often complex and multifaceted. Outsiders may not fully understand the context or dynamics at play, leading to oversimplified opinions or judgments. For example, sharing a family dispute with someone who doesn't know the full story may result in biased advice that doesn't align with the family's values or needs. This can complicate the situation further, as unsolicited advice may fuel misunderstandings rather than resolving the issue. Keeping these matters within the family ensures that they are addressed by those who are directly affected and who understand the nuances involved. Sharing family issues with outsiders can also expose the family to unnecessary criticism. People may form opinions based on incomplete information, which can lead to unfair judgments or stereotypes. For instance, sharing details about a relative's financial difficulties or mental health struggles could result in unwelcome comments or gossip that only adds stress to an already challenging situation. By maintaining privacy, families can protect themselves from such external negativity and focus on finding solutions internally. There is also a practical aspect to keeping family matters private. When issues are handled discreetly, it allows for open and honest communication within the family. Members feel more comfortable discussing their concerns, knowing that their privacy will be respected. This environment of trust fosters unity and cooperation, making it easier to address and resolve problems together. On the other hand, a lack of discretion can discourage open dialogue, as individuals may fear that their concerns will be shared with others. Of course, there are exceptions where sharing family matters may be necessary or beneficial. Seeking professional help, such as therapy or counseling, can provide valuable guidance and support. In these cases, sharing information is done in a controlled and confidential setting, ensuring that the family's privacy is still protected. Similarly, seeking advice from a trusted confidant, such as a mentor or close friend, can be helpful as long as it is done thoughtfully and with discretion. In conclusion, private family matters are best kept within the family to preserve trust, respect, and unity. Sharing these issues with outsiders can lead to misunderstandings, judgment, and complications that can strain relationships. By maintaining privacy, families can address their challenges in a safe and supportive environment, ensuring that each member feels valued and respected. While there may be situations where seeking external support is necessary, this should always be done with careful consideration of the family's needs and boundaries. Remember, the strength of a family lies in its ability to support one another, and protecting its privacy is a vital part of that support. Future plans and goals are deeply personal, often representing our aspirations, dreams, and ambitions. Whether it's a career move, a financial investment, a personal project, or a significant life decision, these plans reflect the path we envision for ourselves. While it can be tempting to share them with others, doing so prematurely or indiscriminately can invite unwanted opinions, unnecessary pressure, or even potential sabotage. Keeping your future plans private until they are more concrete is a wise approach that can protect your progress and maintain your focus. When you share your plans too early, you open the door to unsolicited opinions and advice. Even well-meaning friends and family may unintentionally discourage you by pointing out risks, challenges, or alternative paths. While constructive criticism can be valuable, hearing too much of it at the early stages of planning can sow doubt and erode your confidence. For example, someone aiming to start a new business might face skepticism from others who are unfamiliar with the industry or overly cautious about risks. This feedback, though well-intentioned, can make them question their decision and hesitate to move forward. Another issue with sharing your future plans prematurely is the potential for external expectations. Once others know about your goals, They may begin to monitor your progress, often with curiosity or judgment. This can create a sense of pressure to perform or succeed within a specific time frame, even if your plans evolve or take longer than anticipated. For instance, announcing a career change before securing a new position may lead to repeated questions about your progress, which can add stress and distract you from focusing on the steps necessary to achieve your goal. Sharing your goals can also inadvertently expose you to envy or competition. Not everyone will celebrate your ambitions, and some individuals may feel threatened or jealous of your aspirations. This can lead to subtle forms of sabotage or negative energy that dampen your motivation. For example, a coworker who learns about your plans for a promotion might take steps to undermine your efforts or compete for the same opportunity. Protecting your goals by keeping them private can shield you from such negativity and allow you to work toward them in a positive and focused manner. There's also the risk of sharing your plans with people who might unintentionally misuse the information. For example, a friend or acquaintance who hears about your investment idea or business strategy might replicate it for themselves, leaving you to compete with them or lose your competitive edge. Keeping your plans confidential ensures that your ideas remain unique and that you retain control over their execution. Moreover, sharing your future plans can sometimes create a false sense of accomplishment. Discussing your goals openly can elicit praise or recognition, which may provide a fleeting sense of satisfaction. However, this premature gratification can reduce your drive to follow through, as your brain registers the discussion as a partial achievement. This phenomenon, often referred to as the intention-action gap, highlights the importance of focusing on action rather than discussion. The key to protecting your future plans lies in discretion and discernment. While it's important to seek advice and support from trusted individuals, this should be done strategically and selectively. Share your plans only with those who have a genuine interest in your success and the expertise to offer meaningful guidance. For instance, consulting a mentor or professional advisor can provide valuable insights without risking the exposure of your goals to a broader audience. In conclusion, your future plans and goals are a reflection of your aspirations and should be treated with care and confidentiality. Sharing them too early can invite unwanted opinions, create external pressures, and expose you to risks that may hinder your progress. By keeping your plans private and sharing them selectively, you protect your vision and maintain the focus and motivation needed to achieve your goals. Remember, the best way to showcase your ambitions is through your accomplishments. Let your results speak for themselves, and take pride in knowing that you stayed true to your path, undistracted by external influences. Negative opinions about others, while often a natural response to conflict or frustration, are something that should be handled with great care and discretion. Sharing such opinions, whether about friends, family, co-workers, or acquaintances, can lead to unnecessary misunderstandings, harm relationships, and even damage your reputation. Practicing restraint and thoughtfulness in how and when you voice such opinions is a vital skill that contributes to healthier interactions and personal growth. When you share negative opinions about someone, you risk creating a ripple effect of unintended consequences. Words once spoken cannot be taken back, and even casual remarks can spread far beyond their original context. For instance, criticizing a co-worker to another colleague might seem harmless at the moment, but it can lead to gossip that escalates tensions in the workplace. The person you criticize may eventually hear about your remarks, straining your professional relationship and potentially creating long-term conflicts. Moreover, sharing negative opinions about others often invites judgment of your own character. People tend to associate those who gossip or criticize others with negativity, making them less likely to trust or confide in you. Even if your opinions are justified, airing them publicly can give the impression that you lack discretion or empathy. Over time, this can harm your personal and professional reputation, as others may perceive you as someone who focuses on faults rather than solutions. Expressing negative opinions can also distort your relationships with the individuals you criticize. When you focus on someone's flaws and share those views with others, it becomes harder to approach that person with fairness or understanding. This mindset can reinforce negative perceptions and make it challenging to resolve conflicts or build bridges. For example, if you constantly share your frustrations about a friend to mutual acquaintances, you may find it increasingly difficult to appreciate their positive qualities or maintain the friendship. Sharing negative opinions can also put the listener in an uncomfortable position. People generally prefer to avoid conflict, and being exposed to someone else's grievances can feel burdensome or awkward. They may feel pressure to take sides, which can strain their relationships with both you and the person you criticized. In social or professional settings, this dynamic can create divisions and foster an atmosphere of distrust, where individuals are wary of being the next subject of criticism. There is also a broader ethical dimension to consider. Everyone deserves the dignity of having their flaws and challenges addressed privately and respectfully. Sharing negative opinions publicly or indiscriminately denies them the opportunity to defend themselves or to address the issues at hand. It is far more constructive to address concerns directly with the individual involved, fostering open communication and mutual understanding. For instance, if a co-worker's behavior frustrates you, having a private and respectful conversation with them is likely to yield better results than airing your grievances to others. It is worth noting that holding back from sharing negative opinions does not mean suppressing valid concerns. There are appropriate ways to address grievances without harming relationships or reputations. Seeking advice from a trusted confidant or mentor in a confidential and non-judgmental setting can be a healthy way to process your feelings and gain perspective. Similarly, engaging in constructive feedback, where your intent is to help rather than to criticize, can strengthen relationships and lead to positive outcomes. In conclusion, sharing negative opinions about others can have far-reaching and often unintended consequences, from damaging relationships and reputations to fostering divisions and distrust. By practicing restraint and focusing on constructive ways to address conflicts, you not only protect your relationships, but also demonstrate emotional intelligence and integrity. The energy spent criticizing others can often be better directed toward understanding, resolution, and personal growth. Remember, words carry power. Use them wisely to build, not break, the connections in your life. Health and personal medical information are among the most sensitive aspects of an individual's life. This information not only pertains to physical well-being but also encompasses mental health, ongoing treatments, genetic predispositions, and even lifestyle choices. Sharing such details indiscriminately, even with well-meaning friends, colleagues, or acquaintances, can lead to unintended consequences, such as breaches of privacy, unwelcome judgments, and potential misuse of the information. Safeguarding your health and medical information is essential to maintaining control over your personal narrative and protecting your dignity. One of the primary reasons to keep personal health information private is the potential for misunderstandings. Medical issues are often complex, and the nuances of your condition may not be easily understood by others. When you share incomplete or detailed medical information, you risk having it misinterpreted. For instance, sharing a diagnosis without the context of your doctor's guidance or treatment plan can lead to unwarranted concern or incorrect assumptions about your ability to work, socialize, or engage in certain activities. These misconceptions can result in awkward interactions or even a sense of pity, which may not align with how you wish to be treated. Another significant risk of sharing personal medical information is the potential for judgment or stigma. While society has made strides in addressing biases around certain health conditions, stigma persists in many areas, particularly with mental health issues, chronic illnesses, or conditions perceived to be lifestyle-related. Disclosing these details to others can lead to unsolicited advice, criticism, or even discriminatory behavior. For example, revealing struggles with mental health in a professional environment might inadvertently impact how colleagues or supervisors perceive your competence or reliability, even if your performance remains unaffected. Personal medical information can also be exploited, intentionally or unintentionally, when shared with the wrong individuals. In some cases, people may use your health details to gain leverage in social or professional situations. For instance, a colleague who knows about your chronic condition might mention it during a work discussion in a way that undermines your contributions. Similarly, sharing medical details within social circles can lead to gossip, where your private health concerns become public knowledge without your consent. Once such information is out, it becomes nearly impossible to control how it is used or shared. In the digital age, the risks associated with sharing health information extend to online platforms. Sharing health updates or conditions on social media, while often done with the intent of raising awareness or seeking support, can expose you to potential data misuse. Cybercriminals or companies might collect and exploit such information for targeted advertising, identity theft, or even insurance discrimination. What might seem like a harmless post or comment can have far-reaching implications for your privacy and financial security. Maintaining privacy about your health and medical information also ensures that you remain in control of how and when such details are shared. There are appropriate settings for discussing health concerns, such as with trusted medical professionals, close family members, or confidants who have your best interests at heart. These conversations allow for a more supportive and constructive environment, where the focus is on finding solutions or providing comfort, rather than judgment or curiosity. For instance, seeking professional guidance from a counselor or doctor about a mental health concern ensures confidentiality and expert advice. Furthermore, keeping your health information private promotes a sense of dignity and empowerment. You retain the ability to choose how you present yourself to the world without being defined by a medical condition. This autonomy allows you to engage with others on your terms, focusing on your strengths and capabilities rather than your vulnerabilities. In conclusion, your health and personal medical information are deeply personal and should be protected with care. Sharing such information too freely can lead to misunderstanding, stigma, and misuse, potentially affecting your personal and professional relationships. By maintaining discretion and sharing these details only in appropriate settings, you preserve your privacy, dignity, and control over your personal narrative. Your health is a fundamental part of who you are, but it does not define your worth or capabilities. Protect it, respect it, and share it wisely. Personal passwords are the keys to your digital life, safeguarding everything from your email accounts to your bank information, social media profiles, and private documents. These seemingly innocuous strings of characters play an essential role in protecting your privacy and security in an increasingly digital world. However, sharing your passwords, even with trusted individuals, is a dangerous practice that can expose you to a multitude of risks, ranging from identity theft and financial loss to security breaches and personal betrayals. It is vital to understand the importance of maintaining the privacy of your passwords to protect your personal and digital life from unnecessary threats. The most immediate and obvious risk of sharing your passwords is the potential for unauthorized access. Whether shared with a family member, friend, or coworker, once someone has access to your password, they can use it however they see fit. This opens up the possibility of them making changes to your accounts, viewing sensitive data, or even maliciously altering or deleting important files. For example, a shared password for a shared streaming service may lead to unauthorized purchases or account modifications, such as changing subscription details or viewing inappropriate content. In more serious cases, sharing your financial account's passwords can result in direct monetary theft. Moreover, sharing passwords undermines the very principle of individual accountability. Online services often tie specific actions such as financial transactions, email exchanges, or business communications to individual accounts for security reasons. If you share your password with another person, any activity performed on your account can be attributed to you, even if the action was carried out by someone else. This becomes especially problematic when dealing with sensitive data. For instance, if you share your banking login with someone, and they inadvertently use it to make a purchase or transfer money, you could be held responsible for the transaction, regardless of the intent behind it. This kind of liability can cause legal issues, financial loss, or damaged reputations. Even if the person you are sharing your password with has good intentions, they may not be as vigilant in protecting it as you would be. They may store it in an insecure place, use it on an unprotected device, or inadvertently expose it to others through careless actions. For example, they may forget to log out from a shared device or fail to notice that they've left an account open, leaving it vulnerable to anyone who gains access to that device. With the rise of cybercrime and digital fraud, hackers often take advantage of shared credentials, breaking into accounts by exploiting these kinds of oversights. Once your password is exposed, it can be sold on the dark web or used for malicious purposes, such as identity theft or fraud. Another critical issue with sharing passwords is the breakdown of personal privacy. Passwords are not just digital keys, they are gateways to the most private and sensitive aspects of your life. By sharing them, you lose control over who has access to that information. Personal emails, private conversations, social media accounts, and photos may be viewed or shared without your consent. Your digital footprint, once exposed, can be manipulated or misused by others, whether maliciously or inadvertently. When you share your passwords, you essentially allow someone else to live part of your digital life on your behalf. This compromises not just your security but your autonomy over your private affairs. Furthermore, sharing passwords can have far-reaching consequences in a professional setting. Many workplaces have strict policies regarding the sharing of passwords and login credentials. Sharing passwords in such environments can lead to severe breaches of confidentiality, exposing sensitive company data, proprietary information, or internal communications. It can also cause issues related to accountability, as it becomes difficult to track who performed what actions on a company's system if multiple people have access to the same account. The consequences of such breaches can result in financial loss, legal action, or even termination of employment. To protect your personal and digital security, it's essential to follow best practices for password management. This includes using strong, unique passwords for each account, avoiding easily guessable information such as birth dates or names, and enabling two-factor authentication whenever possible. Additionally, using a password manager can help you securely store and manage your credentials, reducing the need to share them. If you need to provide access to someone, consider using temporary passwords or guest access features instead of sharing your main login information. This ensures that your digital security remains intact without compromising your privacy. In conclusion, passwords are a crucial aspect of your digital security, and sharing them with others, no matter how trusted they are, exposes you to a range of risks. From unauthorized access and financial loss to privacy breaches and identity theft, the consequences of sharing passwords can be severe. By maintaining the confidentiality of your passwords and following best practices for password security, you can protect yourself from digital threats and safeguard your personal information. Your passwords are not just a means to access accounts, they are an essential part of your digital life that must be handled with the utmost care and responsibility.